all petty all the time. I'm your chief correspondent, Pavar Snipe. Well, everybody, it's 420! So officially, grandparents all over New York City will be able to legally buy their weed from dispensaries, which means thousands of teenagers across New York City will now say weed is not cool. A Scottish marathon runner recently was disqualified from the race when they found out that he took a car during part of the course. He was busted when he got to the finish line and realized he lost and yelled out, no, there's no way that Kenyan was faster than that Tesla. I don't know if that was Scottish or Irish, but either way, he was giving it all she got. Alright, a Blue Jays player has recently sparked some outrage online because he was angry that an airline had forced his pregnant wife to clean up popcorn that their toddler had actually left in the aisle. A lot of people were saying she should clean it up. Maybe the airline should clean it up. The flight attendant should clear it up. But you know who should actually clear it up? That fucking baby. I don't think that child labor laws really apply to 10,000 feet in the air. And it's time for these babies to start showing some responsibilities around here. Meanwhile, a Southwest airline actually had another incident because there was a man on board who was angry about a crying child. The baby was crying during the flight. He started flipping out and screaming to the top of his lungs, stopped the baby from crying. When a flight attendant came over and said, sir, you have to stop yelling. He said, well, the baby's yelling. I just feel like that guy is like if that baby had a baby with Tucker Carlson, and then that baby turned out to be Tucker Carlson. Okay, Twitter is now under fire from some people because they just started removing those little blue checks, and so many people work so hard for it. Anybody in here have one? I know they qualified, so screw it. But Elon Musk has said that people have to start paying for those blue checks, so they're starting to take them back. They're actually repoing blue checks, y'all. What in the world? It's just like renters that are coming to take your furniture. It's just like when a repo man comes and takes a G-Wagon back from one of the Real Housewives in New Jersey. It's just like, well, it's like when a deadbeat dad tries to get back at his kid for finding out that he has a second family, and that kid goes back to tell the mom, and the dad is like, let me get that toy back. That's what you get for telling your mama about Auntie Jessie. King Charles, you know the coronation is about to happen pretty soon, right? Well, now that his childhood friends are coming out and talking about him and giving funny little stories, and it turns out that King Charles was bullied when he was a young prince. Can you believe that? Who would bully a prince? Well, it turns out that Charles was very kind and just really empathetic. And it turns out that he was so kind, he waited until all of those kids were adults before he finally had them killed. Rachel McAdams has been recently photographed for a major magazine spread showing long armpit hair, which has grossed a lot of people out. Now, I know you might think it's kind of disgusting, and a lot of people are saying, ew, gross, but it's all gross until Kylie Jenner shows up with long armpit hair, and then next you know, everybody's flying to Brazil to get armpit hair pullouts and armpit hair, BBL, the BBL version of armpit hair. A woman was recently kicked off a flight for being drunk on the flight and telling the flight attendant that she was actually drunk on the flight, which means that she was probably drunk on the flight. And finally, father of 12 and with, let's just say, 478 on the way, Nick Cannon has recently said that he has super sperm that defies all birth control. And because of that, he actually has a role in a new Marvel movie that they're making all around him. It's called The Multiverse of Sperm. You get the ticket, it's for free, you have a great time that one night. And then you have to pay for it for the next 18 years. And finally, Candace Owens. Candace Owens, the controversial YouTuber and conservative pundit and all around just a horrible person in life, recently made some statements about whether or not people with disabilities should be shown in the media and in ads. Specifically, there was a woman who was in a wheelchair who was photographed in a bra and underwear for an underwear ad. Surprise, surprise. Candace literally said, when is this inclusion thing going to stop? Now, it's hard for me to talk about Candace Owens, only because she's a black woman and I try to support black women.
Right.
We kind of look alike. She could be my sister. That is, if my soul was sucked out of my body and put back into my running corpse, then it would be the same person. Candace Owens is like if Tucker Carlson had a baby with Ron DeSantis, a baby with Candace Owens, that baby would have to be George Santos. Actually, that's George Santos' actual family. It's in his bio, look it up, it's absolutely true because he said it, right? Okay, so, but the bottom line is when it comes to Candace, I don't know why she has such a dark soul, but what we do know is disability inclusion is not going anywhere. It's here to stay because it's time. And that's my time, guys. Have a good night.